Welcome to Season 4 of the Amani Experience podcast. In this podcast, you'll experience wisdom, advice, and stories from creatives all over the world. Your host is the award-winning Amani Roberts, who is a DJ, music producer, professor, author, and student. On the show, we love to share the stories of creative professionals, especially people who have gone from the corporate life to the creative life. Once again, welcome to the Amani Experience podcast.
Welcome to episode 160 of the Amani Experience podcast. I am coming to you on December 31st, 2020, a New Year's Eve episode. We're going to talk about 2020 for me was the year of live streaming for me, and I learned so much. I think it's crazy. And this is kind of just like a live episode, just going to speak to you. First off, I want to say that this podcast is sponsored by my book. The book is DJs Mean Business. I released it in April of this year. What an experience. You can pick it up on all the platforms that you read books at. We're working on the audiobook. That's a high priority for me to finish first quarter 2021. But it's sponsored by the book. I appreciate all the support and love. Reach me. You can email me podcast@amaniexperience.com. And yeah, here we go. 2020, the year of the live stream for me. I had tried before to live stream, but it didn't work because I would broadcast from the Manhattan Beach Library a lot of times and the bandwidth just wasn't right. Once we got shut down in early March, I had to keep the podcast going, so my decision was to kind of live stream. I looked at a whole bunch of different platforms. I decided on StreamYard. That was a great decision. StreamYard has done me well. I've used it at Cal State Fullerton. I used it for our Community Keynotes podcast or TV show, really. I use it for DJing. So I was able to do the research and do that. And I want to say I'm looking up and I've live streamed over 125 times on Twitch. I did 54 days in a row, which I'll get to in a minute. But what an experience. So I'm going to kind of walk us through maybe 11 or 12 specific lessons that I learned through my live streaming journey this year and just share my thoughts. Hope it helps you. I highly, highly recommend adding live streaming to your content creation list. It has been invaluable to me, and it continues to open up new opportunities for me. Therefore, that leads us to number one, so to speak. Just press start and go. Don't wait. I think a lot of times I see other people trying to get all the right equipment, get the right theme, all sorts of things, and just kind of press start. Don't wait. Go. Adjust on the fly. Use what you have around your home, which I'll speak about a little later, to just go, because you really just need a microphone. You can use old cell phone cameras, whether it be iPhones, Androids. If you want to do video, well, you have to kind of do video to live stream, and go. I definitely think that if you're going to live stream, you should add Twitch as one of the platforms that you stream to, because just the ecosystem and the monetization can help bring you a little revenue. So the first one is just really basic. Just go. Let's press start and go. You can learn as you go. Remember, I started live streaming just by going live and using StreamYard on like Facebook, and also doing it at the same time on Instagram and Twitch and YouTube and Twitter. Now I have evolved where I use OBS, Open Broadcasting System. I primarily just live stream to, well, my DJ sets to Twitch. When I do my interviews or Twitch University, I stream it to YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and Twitch. So the tools are there, and go for it. Second one is something that came out of the blue for me in terms of merchandise. I completely underestimated the desire for people to acquire my own personal merchandise, and it took me a long time to get my merch shop up and running. I say that once you get started, if you have like a specific brand, like my brand was the Amani Experience. I have the podcast. I had the book that came out in April, and then I have like my DJ things, and I had lots of different t-shirt options, mug options, a various variety play on words, of things that I could offer. And people were asking for it early on, and it took me a while to get there. I do got to give credit and shout out to Flossie, one of my closest friends and DJ friends as well. And she was on me early to get your merch shop up because I use Teespring. And within Teespring, it does it easy. Of course, they take a certain percentage and maybe I'll adjust on the fly, but this is found money. Like I can't print t-shirts and print mugs and all that. So I got with Teespring, loaded up all my designs. Shout out to DJ Ivy who helped me with the branding and the designs and the mock-ups. And it's up and running and I'm getting revenue from it. Not a lot, but the first couple of months I did a good amount and it's always there so I can talk about it when I'm making different appearances. So just adding different small little revenue streams to kind of survive in these very, very interesting times. So merch shop, get it early, be unique. I have some tights, I have mugs, shirts. I need to work on getting hats. I'm going to work on getting stickers and other things too, but it's up there and I can just add to it and make tweaks. So definitely recommend a merch shop. Number 3, this is something that is a daily, I don't want to say struggle, but a daily practice for me that I'm working on. And it's really don't compare your streaming performance to others. It's the same concept as we compare, my book to other authors, my DJ sets to other DJs. Like I'm at maybe chapter 2 or 3 in my streaming journey. Other people could be at chapter 7 or 8 or 20. On Twitch, there's this whole fascination and desire to get partner. And the more I research getting partner, which means that you get a purple check mark and you get more emotes. Emotes are Twitch's form of emojis that allow you to express yourself and brand yourself across all of Twitch. And a lot of people, especially in the DJ community where I DJ, are really focused on getting to partner. To get to partner, you have to average 75 viewers over a 30-day period per stream. And it's not easy. A lot of times people might game the system, use different ways of getting that, whether it be raid trains, which are completely legal, buying viewers, which are probably not that ethical. And so I find myself getting caught up looking at what other people are doing instead of just really focusing on my lane, staying in my lane. And that's a constant struggle. And I've seen how the comparison trap will cause some very talented streamers to just walk away and just give up. So this is something that I know I'm going to have to work on throughout the entire future because it's so tough. Because the bigger you get and the more followers you acquire, more people are asking you, did you get partner yet? How close are you? It's all up there public so they can see how close you are. Currently on December 31st, I'm probably at an average of 68 viewers, which is really good. I mean, I just had 2 or 3 people, myself, Flossie, Misty Chrissy was in my stream. I've come a long, long way in a relatively short period of time, but still you get caught up in that comparison trap. So this is a constant battle and an opportunity for me to get better. And I'm going to work on it looking at next year because it's just not healthy. And at least I recognize it so I can move forward. Next up, this would be number 4. And I'm specifically talking about like when I'm streaming on Twitch, DJ sets, theme days work so well. Mondays, I have Twitch University that continues to grow. It's evolved into interviewing different DJs and creators on Twitch to see how they have found the platform, what they recommend in terms of tips and tricks. I love it. I have a good audience. We now on that one, we do draw a really nice average. But I really think that the professor and the teacher in me would do it even if there was only 10 people because we're learning together. I love to learn. We get new people coming from all different areas of the world. And I just, as you know, I love to interview people too. So by interviewing people, we can just learn their stories, learn about them better, see how they work. And maybe we don't have to go through the same troubles they did if they share with us how they got through it. The second day that really worked well, I took a suggestion from a user, Be More Angie. Thank you again. Survivor Island. We have 6 artists that are on the proverbial island. We vote them off one by one until we have a winner, the last artist standing. It has been very successful. It causes me to stretch my DJing capabilities because I have to make sure I'm playing songs from the specific artist. People look forward to it. Gets intense in the chat, but that's a great theme day. Another one that I'm working on that is growing slowly but surely is like Trivia Night, Music and trivia night on Friday nights. We're now adding in spades, which is fun for me. And I think people like learning about that too. And it's just different, This one, the numbers aren't that big, but I have fun with it, and it's growing slowly but surely. And I just think theme nights are good. I did a bunch of themes during my 54 days in a row. Like we had a Prince tribute set, we had Michael Jackson, we had verses, like it would be Toni Braxton versus Brandy versus Monica. Just fun themes that keep it, diverse and different. One of my highlights was the last set I did, which was 4.5 hours of Mariah Carey. And just themes work. People love themes because they can get into it. They know what they're coming for. So specifically on DJ days, I've seen that work so well. Just theme it out. Of course, you can have some open format too, but why not have fun with themes? Next up, number 5. Lesson number 5 I learned in my year of live streaming. Collaborate with other people. I did that early on a little bit, like working with like the Dream Team and being on the Dream Team schedule. I probably should have dug into it more early on. I'm really starting to get into it now. Like I'm going to collaborate with Spinurita. I'm going to collaborate with Damona Hoffman and Christina Morara for this dating show we're doing. And then I'm going to collaborate with Ivy as well. Just different shows and different things to collaborate with people on, because you could bring your audience and your community together with other audiences and communities, and it helps you both grow. It helps people get exposed to you. It helps you meet new people, new audience people. So I think collaborations in the live streaming space are very effective. I remember I was watching someone speak about how to grow on Twitch, and they said you reach a point where you can only grow so much as an individual, and then you have to add in collaborations with people that are bigger streamers than you, and then people that maybe are growing like you, and it just helps. And so I'm really going to focus in 2021 on collaborating more, but collaborations work. One of the most popular collaborations on Twitch you'll hear about is raid trains, where, say, for example, if my DJ friend out in, I think he's in Cleveland, DJ D-Man, will be DJing from, say, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m., and then he'll raid someone. So he'll take his audience, everyone who's in his room at like 9:59 a.m. At 10 o'clock, he'll raid another channel. Say he raids my channel. So if I'm starting off with 25 people, he'll bring his 75 people to my channel. That means there's 100 people in my channel, and we just keep growing from there throughout the day. So raid trains you'll see on Twitch, where people just go from creator to creator to creator to streamer, and that's a good collaboration. Although looking ahead at next year, the raid train concept is getting a little bit tired. Like, it's very popular now, so I want to try to stay innovative. So I'm gonna try to look at a different form of that, but still collaborating as well. So I think that's very important as well. That's another thing I have to work on, is cutting that out of my vocabulary. Where are we at now? Number 6, download and store your sets episodes on a second platform. Most of my DJ sets I don't download, but I do have 5 or 6 that just went really well. Prince, Michael Jackson, Go-Go, New Editions, parts 1 and parts 2, and just save them on a second platform for future reference, so you can show people what you've done if you have a corporate client that might want to look at it, and just for personal reference. All of the Twitch University I do on Monday are stored on YouTube. Of course, all of my podcast episodes are on YouTube. That's just a wise idea to keep I'm not sure the proper term, but like a library of what you've done on a second platform that will help you share quickly and introduce people to, say, Twitch. If they're not used to it, but they're used to YouTube, they can look and see a little bit. So that's just a real simple thing. I have a lot of my DJ sets. I have links to them on Dropbox, which works well also. Next up, spend as much time in other people's live streams as you do on yours. That's kind of the virtual way of networking. And when I say spend time, like if someone is maybe DJing, they started at 10 p.m., they're going to go to 1, don't just pop in there at 10:30 and leave at 10:40. Like, try to at least spend 25, 30 minutes on there if you can, and drop comments and just be a part of the community and not looking for a shout out. That's something we're working with in terms of other DJs that are new to the platform. Like, spend quality time in other people's streams so they know that you're being genuine and authentic, and just enjoy. But also look, see what they're doing, say, ooh, maybe I can, use some of what they're doing to make my stream better. or watch how they talk on the microphone, just little things that they do, or how they greet their people, what they call their members, what kind of rewards they have on Twitch in terms of channel points and all sorts of sub bonuses. Just be a part of the community, but be a genuine part of the community. I think I did this early on really well. So I just, it's something I can pat myself on the back for and continue to do it. Next up we have, which is a really big one also, I think this is, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Use equipment that you already have before buying new things. I had microphones. I had audio interfaces. I didn't really need to buy much. A camera. I did have to buy a camera because my camera was not up to par. So I bought a camera early on, but I got a great deal because everything was shut down. This camera, brand new, beautiful camera, was like $200 off. So I took advantage of that, the Sony A6000. But I was able to use computers that I had, microphones, audio interfaced, and I didn't have to make a lot of major purchases. I had to buy lights, but it's really small stuff. And I always encourage people, take inventory of what you have in your home and see what you can use to get started. And then as you see you might need some things, just make the purchase and go from there. And I think that a lot of times we get caught up on, oh, I need to buy this, I need to buy that. Like, no, let's take inventory, see what you have, and let's go from there and just get started. So I always recommend that to people. Next, identify different business opportunities that your stream presents you. This is a big one. I spoke about merch early on. So definitely merch early on, recognize this. Also, because of the fact that Twitch University was so successful and we continue to see more and more people coming into the live streaming space, people want to learn. People will pay for education. They'll pay for education. So I initially had started this boot camp idea where people could have a 4-hour session with me and learn about streaming. I then met DJ Kova from Tweak Music Tips on Twitch, and he had a really strong community, and he was into educating people on like Twitch etiquette and things. We talked and we decided to collaborate, go back to lesson number 5. So now Kova and I collaborate. We did our first boot camp, and this is where I'm spending 4 hours on a Saturday morning teaching people about live streaming, getting on Twitch, and getting paid for it. Like, your time is valuable, but that's an easy way to monetize and to create a business opportunity. It went well. We have a second session coming up in a couple of weeks. Now we're going to launch part 2 of the boot camp, meaning we're going to have our second class of students coming through. We're going to add a moderator class and just keep that rolling. We lock in the content and the follow-up and the mentorship, and we're off running. And this is a business opportunity that will help me to replace all the revenue that I'm losing because there's no DJ events going on, no corporate events, social clubs. And this is a major, major business opportunity that my stream presented me. So first merch, but the boot camp is probably the biggest one because it's got duplication opportunities. And then thinking about like some sort of mastermind community or paid community, subscription service community is the next step. So that's just all within streaming. Didn't have an idea about this in March, April. Now we're in December. We had an idea. It took me a long time to activate it. I found a partner who could help me make it happen. We made it happen, and we're rolling. You can check out the details for that on streamingbootcamp.com. I think another business opportunity, just the fact that I stream and I'm able to do live streaming has allowed me to now be more confident and be able to speak more intelligently about virtual events. I'm able to use my OBS as a virtual camera, set up some really interactive streams in terms of using Zoom for corporate meetings. And I have a feeling that for 2021, it's really going to help me get additional corporate business virtual events. It already has this year on a smaller scale, but just from streaming and doing it, I can speak about it. I can talk about it. People are confident and we can move forward. I'm not sure what other business opportunities that my stream will present me, but I'm keeping my eyes open. I think that maybe performing on other people's channels will then allow me to perform in their in-person events in the future when things open up. So I'm all about that as well, because that's really important too. Keep a schedule, be consistent. It took me until July to really create a weekly schedule. Once I did that, I then went on a 30-day challenge where I streamed every day for 30 days. Ended up being streaming for 54 days in a row, and that really launched and secured my schedule. Mondays, Tuesdays, I do Fridays, Saturdays now, so 4 days a week with pop-ups in between. And I have the certain themes per schedule. People know we're creatures of habit. We love the schedule, and just show up. Half the battle, 80% of the battle is just showing up. Like, keep your schedule. Whether you have 30 people in your stream, whether you have 200 in your stream, just keep your schedule. It will grow. You'll grow at a different pace than other people. Could be slower, could be faster. But if you keep your schedule, people will keep coming back. And that has been one of the most valuable lessons learned, because no schedule, people don't know. They'll tap out, and that defeats the purpose of growth and monetizing your stream. Next up, accept feedback from your community. The Survivor Island idea did not come from me. It came from a member of the community who suggested it. I took it and ran with it, made it my own, and have honed it in and locked it in really nicely. And just got to accept feedback. A lot of times I had a DJ friend say, your music videos are out of sync. Here's a way to kind of fix it. So I had to take that down and try to fix that. Ivy early on was like, oh, your sound isn't as good as it should be. You should get on OBS. That changed the game. I was open to feedback. Have other people who say, why don't you try a pop-up? Why don't you switch Saturday instead of nights? Do a day party. Why don't you try this, try that? You listen to it. You don't have to take all the feedback, but some of it makes sense. And there are people out there that are much smarter than I am at this. So I will listen. I will apply it. I'll try something out, see if it works, tweak it. But I got to be open and continue to just, push the ego down, because I'm still learning as well. Listen, move forward, and just accept it and go forward, because I would not be as far as I am now if I did not listen to any of the feedback. Finally, just really try to have as much fun as possible. I think there's many things that I've done in my live streaming journey starting in March that were fun. The highlight would have to be the 54 days in a row. Ended up with the Mariah Carey set. That not only did it help me grow, that gave me confidence to stream. That taught me a lot about troubleshooting, taught me about what themes work, how to engage with people, grew my audience. And it's something that, I can kind of hang my hat on. Like, yeah, I did a 30-day challenge. I ended up streaming 54 days in a row. People are like, whoa, you did what? And, it's something that gives me a little bit of cachet. I don't think I'll do that again, though, because that was a lot of work. It was over the summer. I was taking classes when I was doing that, too, which is crazy. But, yeah, absolutely. Like, have fun. I love my slow jams. I do need to figure out how to add back in the slow jam night more frequently, because that's like therapy for me. So I'm going to work on my schedule as well. There I go with the as well again. One of the things that I did enjoy is that I was able to share with my students this current semester at Cal State Fullerton my journey on Twitch. And when they saw the earnings and how I grew from $120 in July to my peak of, I think it was $2,850 that I earned in September, they just see the possibilities, which is good, because many of my students are going to have a tough time finding full-time employment. So if they are gamers or they're music producers or singers, they can use Twitch and try to at least get on there and monetize a little bit, just create their own channel and go, because interactive TV, which Twitch pretty much is the future. And so by me having fun and showing them, it trickles down. I love it. I enjoy the people I'm meeting. And almost all my sets I have fun at. Some of them are a little tougher if, the chat is a little dead, or maybe the mixing is off, or I'm not feeling well, but 96% of the time I'm having fun, and that's important. Learn how to use a green screen, cameras, just adding things in, meeting people from all the world. And this is fun, and they get paid for it and earn money. I'm in. So really, that's just episode 160. I wanted to review my year of live streaming. I can't wait to see what 2021 brings as I get more knowledgeable about this industry and using this content to grow my brand. But yeah, I'm super pleased. I'm very proud of myself for taking the leap and not getting scared and not letting analysis paralysis stop me. If you have any questions about live streaming, how to get started, what to do, please send me an email, amani@amaniexperience.com. You can tweet me at amaniexperience. Send me a message on Instagram at amaniexperience. I love to share my story. I love to help you because I think that the more people that are live streaming, the bigger our overall audiences will be. And that's the goal, is to grow. I hope that everyone listening continues to stay safe. And really, I hope that 2021 is much better than 2020. But I do recognize that the silver linings that 2020 brought me, live streaming is at the top of the list. And I just, appreciate all the support with the podcast. We're over 160 episodes, which is amazing. Thank you for the support. I will see you again sometime in January with a few more episodes. Take care.
Thank you for listening to the Amani Experience podcast. You can check out the show notes on amaniexperience.com/podcast. Please remember to leave us a review on the platform you're listening on and share this podcast with anyone who you feel would benefit from listening. See you soon for our next episode.